Hi, Temple Beth Tikva. Today, Thursday, April 16th, is the seventh day of the Omer, the days that we count between Passover and Shavuot, the days we count between leaving Egypt and receiving Torah. Our tradition is very rich in practices and rituals. And in addition to counting the Omer, which is a mitzvah, counting the days, which we fulfilled by saying today is the seventh day of the Omer, there is also a tradition of studying character development traits that come from Jewish mysticism and using the 7 weeks from redemption to revelation to better ourselves and prepare ourselves for receiving Torah on Shavuot. This first week of counting the Omer, the theme is chesed, which means loving kindness. And there's a beautiful, beautiful teaching that comes from the Talmud, and it goes like this. Acts of loving kindness, acts of chesed, are greater than charity in 3 ways. So how is chesed, loving kindness, greater than like the giving of charity? First, acts of loving kindness can be done through personal action as well as with money. Secondly, acts of loving kindness can be given to rich and poor alike. And third, acts of loving kindness can be performed for the living and the dead. Wow. Good argument. Loving kindness in many ways is the foundation of society, how we treat each other, and how we treat each other as human beings, how we treat each other with regard to social standing or expertise, right? How do we make space for experts when we need them? And at the same time maintain a sense of mutual respect, treating everybody as if they are B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God, meaning everybody has the same rights that I have. And of course, I would add to the argument that chesed, loving kindness, isn't only something that goes on between and amongst human beings, but also this is an area in which we can connect with nature, with the earth that sustains us, with animals. When I was in rabbinical school, I became a vegetarian, and I was a vegetarian for about 25 years, and about 10 years ago I started eating meat again. But when I was a vegetarian, I was very moved by the teaching of Rav Kook, the first chief rabbi of Israel. And what he suggested with regard to his own vegetarianism is that the Messianic age, right, is the age that we learn about in the book of Isaiah, in which the wolf could lay down with the lamb, that all could inhabit God's holy mountain and none would be afraid. And Rav Kook said that, as human beings are naturally wired to desire and enjoy eating meat, he believed that performing the loving kindness of choosing not to eat animals would bring around the Messianic age sooner, because we human beings would serve as role models for all the other meat eaters out there, finding ways to sustain ourselves without eating meat. I don't know if that's true. I live with dogs who will never stop eating meat, and with goats who will never eat meat. But I will say that I do remember distinctively feeling as a vegetarian attached to that teaching that while I know I wasn't changing the world, when I practiced vegetarianism, the idea of loving kindness, of chesed, was more present in my mind on a daily basis. And so I have decided in regard or in response to studying and reflecting this first week of the Omer on chesed, on loving kindness, that in addition to maintaining my disciplined practice of a friendly countenance, I love smiling, I love looking people in the eyes. I think I'm going to revisit vegetarianism. Again, not because of a moral imperative that I think it's wrong to eat meat, but because I want to practice that kind of loving kindness, exercising restraint when I don't have to, but I choose to because I want to experience connection and love. So that's where my thoughts are this week, exploring chesed. Well, how might you explore chesed, loving kindness in your life? A minute with a timer in front of a mirror smiling. You can experience what neuroscience tells us. Even just looking at ourselves, forcing ourselves to smile makes us feel better. Maybe your chesed practice will be a little more patience with a partner or with children, or maybe some inner monologue. When a partner or a member of your household does that recurring behavior that's a pet peeve, maybe you'll say to yourself, "And how I love him when he slurps." Be creative, be meaningful, think about what's relevant to you in your life, and explore some chesed. I look forward to seeing you next week. We will discuss the opposite trait of chesed, and that is gvura, which means discipline. Until then, happy week, happy Thursday. See you tomorrow for our Zoom Kabbalat Shabbat. And with that, I wish you a pleasant, peaceful, sparkling Central Oregon day.